Okay, it is finally that time to take this KA out.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is day 2 of the KA removal. If you haven't seen the first part, it is kind of important because we took off a lot of the essential things. If you haven't seen it, just go right up there, click it, watch it, then come back to this vid. But we're gonna remove the engine today. But before we do that, I'm gonna clean this up because I have parts everywhere. Literally, like, that's the unused 2JZ pile. That's possible reuse. Tools everywhere. Look, the exhaust. I got the drive shaft somewhere in here. The cat. My brother's equipment. The stock twins. Oh, there's the drive shaft. The manifold for the 2J. This is for the Collins adapter kit for the CD009 trans. I mean, there's parts everywhere. I gotta clean this up. I don't even have the CD009 trans in here. That's the automatic trans. And when I pull out the KA, where am I gonna put it? So Pat isn't here yet. He is on the way. I'm gonna do a quick cleanup. So once he gets here, we can take that baby out. So stay tuned. All right, there we go. Cleaned it up a little bit. Move things around. See, kept the tools here. Put more 240 parts on top of the 2J parts, tools. And now I got room for the engine. Don't worry about that. That's the torque converter for the automatic transmission from the 2J. And I have it upside down because it's draining. It takes like an hour to drain. It takes a really long time. Then I'm going to put it back onto the trans and move the trans over just to save some room. And I put the 240 exhaust right here. Don't worry, it's not going to fall. I have it strapped up. And I had to move some stuff over to this side because I do need room for this engine. This engine and trans is getting pulled out. You can see all the way in the back I got the drive shaft, and these 2 boxes are the turbos. If you haven't seen the whole turbo system, check it out up there. Don't forget, go look at that. It was a past video, and now Pat is on his way so we can finally continue working on this. He was playing Fortnite all night. That's what he gets. It's like 3:30. What are you gonna do? Alright, I got the grinder so I can cut this bolt that was giving us a hard time right here. I want to cut it because, you know, it's not coming out. That way we can take the hood off. But to take the hood off, it's more of a 2-man job. So I'm gonna wait for Pat for that. In the meantime, I'm gonna start attacking this engine. Okay, so the fun continues on this side. I got the heater core lines off the engine, and these 2 right here, this one and that one right there, is the AC. And I don't have to take those off because this line goes to the evaporator up here, and this one goes behind the engine all around to the AC compressor, this one, which I already took off. 2 power steering lines off right there. I do still have to remove both motor mounts. I still gotta look at the wire harness, see what else is connected. It would be pretty cool to take a wire harness off with the motor. So that means I gotta go into the cab, and right here in the kick panel is the ECU from the inside. So I gotta go in there, take out the ECU, unplug everything so the wire harness can come out through the engine bay. Okay, here we are, doors open. Almost didn't even make it, but it made it. We come over here to this kick panel right here, and all the way in the back right there is this plastic nut. So take that off, and then the kick panel, if I can do this with one hand, gets pulled off. See? And there is the wonderful ECU. This is the stock ECU for the KA. I'm gonna have to see, look, wiring. Right here, take this bolt off, that way all these plugs come out. And there's a couple screws, or bolts rather. There's one here, and there's one back there. I'm gonna unplug this, take the ECU out, and see if I can fish all these plugs out so I can start pulling the motor. There we go. Stock ECU. It's out. I have to give it a quick little yank, and these are all the lines.
Hey guys, just wanted to let you know I got here. Had a long night. I made Steve
Fortnite all night.
Fortnite is life, and 2K. But yeah, I mean, Steve's supposedly taking a whack at this all by himself. Looks like he's been doing a good job so far. I think the only thing we really have left is a couple of like things connected on this side of the motor. Then it's all like underneath the car stuff, like transmission stuff.
All right, guys. Like I said, this bolt is stuck, so I'm gonna grind the head off, and then that way we can take the rest of the bolts off and just lift the hood.
Alright, well, this looks a little different. Hopefully next time we see that hood even go on this car, it's because there's a 2J in here. Hopefully we don't need it for anything else. So, we just have the motor mounts down here. We got the one nut there that has to come off, which it's on a kind of weird angle, so we're probably going to need to use like an open end or swivel. And then over here, this one is like difficult to get to. It's like hidden in there and everything. You guys probably can't even see it, but it's like underneath the oil filter and stuff. It's gonna be interesting to get to.
All right, guys, we're under the car. This is where the drive shaft attached to the trans. Here's the trans, and there's the bell housing over there. This is the trans mount right here. So what I got to do is, all right, which I already did. I pretty much went crazy. Just unplugged everything. You can see all the wires hanging right here. Just unplugged everything, and Pat was able to pull it. See, there it goes. Bye, bye wires. Later.
Bye.
All right, and while we're up here, right here is the slave cylinder. So I'm just taking out 2 bolts that attaches the slave cylinder to the bell housing. And once you take those 2 bolts off, there it goes. So now the trans is free, minus the trans mount. Trans mount is held by 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take those out, and this is free. Except for the inside. I do have to go and pull the shifter. I totally forgot about that. Let's go pull the shifter. Alright, I'm in the car. Here's the shifter. And to take off the shifter, you just give a quick spin. And you spin. And you spin, and you spin, and you spin, and you spin, and there we go. It's off. Yank this. Up. Up. And there it is. Now we got to take off 1, 2. Well, that one doesn't have it. That one doesn't have it either. Well, someone messed with this already. Idiots. So I got to take off that bolt and this bolt and take off this whole bracket, and that's it. It's free. I got those bolts off. This slides right off. All right, so this comes off. Bracket. And then the boot. Don't know what this blue wire is. Maybe it's aftermarket. And that's it. This is free. But yeah, I mean, if we need to shorten it up, I can take those bolts off. I'd rather not. Hopefully there's enough room for the trans to drop so we can pull the motor out. Guys, look. Look.
This is the brains right here. This is pretty much like this wiring. It's like, this is where your tunes and everything are. It's crazy that like, there's so many wires here. If something accidentally gets cut, the slightest bit nicked, your car can run like crap, and you will never, ever, ever think, let me go check one of these 3,000 wires right here.
And then like, if your car ever gets flooded and this gets corroded,
forget it.
Oh, you're done. You're done.
Forget about it.
So yeah, we got this out. We pretty much.
So this is all free right here.
Yeah.
We gotta somehow fish this around all the brake lines and stuff like that.
Okay, it is finally that time to take this KA out. Andy decides to stop by, and
just in the nick of time.
so unfortunately we do still have to go under the car, and now we got to play the teeter-totter game where we got to lift the transmission up while trying to pull this out and make sure that there's all clearance and room and stuff like that. So we're gonna set you guys up on a time lapse, and yeah, let's get this baby out.
When the morning baby, when
engine's out. Hey, where's Pat? Oh, there he is, hiding behind the pulled engine.
Freaking bad boy's finally out. Well,
Yep.
it's not completely out yet, but
Well, it's almost
about
out.
to be out, yeah.
We're letting it drain because down there's some trans fluid just draining a little bit. I don't want to get all over the garage.
How impressed that I am that we actually disconnected everything. Like, this is actually coming out. We didn't have to disconnect anything. Like, we literally did everything the right way. First try.
Yep.
Like, first try.
It was first try. We disconnected everything and we pulled it. Like, we didn't have to go back and, oh wait, there's still a plugged wire. No, none of that. So it's looking pretty good. We're gonna finish pulling this out and throw it, I don't know, somewhere in here. I don't know if I'm gonna throw it there or there, probably there. So I can
Put it next to the 2J.
Yeah, so we can compare them. Hey, I'm at 3 transmissions. I don't know what I'm doing. There it is. The KA outside of his home.
Old home.
Right next to his big brother. Well, not really a brother because it's Toyota and Nissan, but
It's the old home. That thing ain't going back into this thing ever.
it's not going in here. So I'm gonna have to do a lot of cleanup in here. There's oils everywhere. It is the original engine. But yeah, we got what we wanted to get done accomplished today. 3 of us got the engine out. And it actually went fairly smooth. We unplugged everything and disconnected, and it went well. It was fairly easy. You guys saw the whole thing. Any of you could pull an engine out.
Yeah. Anyone can unscrew bolts. It's just the hardest process is going to be finishing the 2J and putting it back in here somewhere where it doesn't actually belong.
Alright guys, so that's it. We got it out. We're happy. And remember, subscribe down below so you can watch us put that 2J inside this 240. Remember, we're single turbo wing it and we're going, have some fun. So remember, work hard, stay humble.